far in the World Cup. Hamid Mark is with us from Florida. Hamid, nice talking to you. We are talking about Canada going to the next round, South Africa going home, but that takes me to the point I want to ask you. 9 out of 10 African teams, including South Africa, that's going now, advance to the next round, to the rounds of 32. Tunisia was the only one was eliminated. What do you think about this great moment is going on with the African football?
So I think it's a very good day for African football. Again, you said 9 teams made it to the knockout stages. The African teams have really been surprising us in the group stages of this tournament. And speaking of this game, I thought South Africa played very well. They're going to be very disappointed that it didn't go into extra time or possibly penalties, because I don't think that Canada dominated them in this game. I thought it was pretty 50-50 up until Canada scored that first goal. So the African nation should be very proud. South Africa is now the first African team to be knocked out in the knockout stages, but they played very well. And a lot of these players should be very, very proud of themselves. They were lacking a little bit of that quality in the final third, but everything before that was very, very good. The defense with Monkazi and Okan very, very well. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if top clubs in the European leagues look out for those guys to strengthen their backline. I think that the African teams in South Africa did very, very well. They should hold their head up high that they did that well. But congratulations to Canada. They make it through to the round of 16. The first time ever they made it through a round of 16 in the World Cup. So congratulations to the Canadians.
Hamid, I was watching a very funny video about Cape Verde players. They are going to have to play Argentina, one of the favorites who hasn't lost yet in the World Cup. But with a very sense of humor, they were singing 1%, 1%, 1%. That's what people say, that's the possibility they have to beat Argentina. You think it's so low, or they can give a surprise and they can play to Argentina the way they play with other teams in the first round?
So honestly, I think 1% is being very, very generous. I think there's a 0% chance that Cape Verde will be Argentina. I did see a funny reel as well, as like it's kind of like Argentina has to forgive the fan base for taking out the darling of the World Cup so far. But sadly for Cape Verde, this is where their run ends. I don't think they have a chance to be Argentina. Now, again, it is football, so crazy things can happen. That's why they call it a beautiful game. But if we suspect that Lionel Messi and company play like how they have been playing during the group stage, and I have them going all the way to the finals, I don't think Cape Verde have enough to beat Argentina. Even if they stay structured and organized and keep a clean sheet and it goes into extra time, I think on penalties you don't have enough players with experience or know-how in the Cape Verde side to beat them in penalties. So whichever way you look at it, I think Argentina is going through, and I think they're going to go through relatively comfortably.
But give them a break, at least 1% maybe. Hamid, I would like to ask you, we were seeing a graphic before of the matches of the group of 32. Which match are you looking forward? Which match are you looking forward to see? What do you recommend us?
So in this round of 32, it's the second round, so you have a lot of mismatches. I think there's a lot of games that are going to be one-sided, like USA and Bosnia. I think that would be a one-sided game with USA winning. But look out for the Brazil-Japan game. Japan has been playing very, very well in the group stages. I think they've been one of the best in terms of a team play in the tournament. And Brazil, we already know what Brazil can do, but there's still a lot of questions with Brazil. We don't like Neymar may or may not start, may or may not come off the bench and get maybe like a 30 minutes, but we don't know what this Brazil team can do. They look kind of inconsistent, especially going forward. And this Japan team is very well structured, very organized, and have very good players. So Japan might upset one of the greatest footballing nations in the world in Brazil in that game. So definitely look out for that one. That one's going to happen at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Japan and Brazil is going to be a very, very fun game. The rest of the games are pretty much one-sided. You kind of know how they're going to go. So I would say that's the game to look out for.
Tomorrow, Brazil, Japan, Germany, Paraguay, Netherlands, Morocco. Thank you, Hamid, the man of the $1 million smile. Thank you very much. He has a beautiful smile.